What's going on, everybody? Sam Norris here, Progressive Lawn Service. We are out in the trailer today. We're going to be taking the guard off of the FS91r trimmer. A lot of people all online are always telling me, take the guard off, take the guard off. It'll change your life. It's a completely different way to use it. So I've been peer pressured into just doing it. I'm going to give it a try. We're going to keep it, not going to throw it away or anything in case I, for some reason, am not a fan of it. But we're going to go ahead and pop that off, and we'll talk about the FS91r a little, because I did a first impression video on it late last summer when I bought it, or yeah, it was about late last summer. So we'll talk a little bit about it, and we'll jump right into it, and let's get this guard popped off. Now, I've never done this before, and this thing is absolutely filthy. I'm trying to flip it here. So I'm assuming, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Maybe you can right there. I'm assuming these 4 bolts right here are the ones that's actually holding the guard on, and we just have the little tool that comes with the trimmer when you pick it up from your dealer. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what these 4 little screws right here are, just what holds this guard on there. So we'll pop these off, and this thing's filthy. I've been out using it all morning. I'm filthy too. I was catching up on some lawns today, but this is coming right off pretty easy. I don't know if you guys can see it. I just realized I wasn't really in camera there. Let's see. We got one of them out. Let's get the other ones out. Oh yeah, it's coming off now. Again, I'm trying to keep this on camera and look at this at the same time. Pretty tricky. Got that one out. These screws almost seem like they're going through a double threaded area. It looks like they are, because they come loose and then they start tightening back up as you're loosening it, if that makes any sense. It's almost like the one hole is threaded, then it goes into a smooth section, then it gets back into threads again. There we go. Alright, it's off. So let's put these back in here so we don't lose them. Yep, that's exactly what it is. This little plate that's on here is threaded as well. I don't know if you... Alright, let's get this flip back over. Alright, now the guard is off. Now let's go give it a try. Now we're going to top it off with the trusty Sure-Can. We'll take it out and give it a whirl with no guard on. See what the deal is. Probably gonna regret wearing shorts doing this, but it'll be all right. Gonna trim up the area around where I park my trailers at here, because that's where I'm currently parked at right now. So get that tightened back on there. Let's give it a shot. We got the guard off. Just gave it a little run out there by the trailers. Like, if you guys notice, I don't know if you can see, that is the Echo SpeedFeed head. Now that was a major upgrade that I did on this trimmer over the stock Stihl head that comes on it from the factory. That thing just sucks. It doesn't work very well. It's always having trouble feeding line. It likes to, if you're using this as an edger along a sidewalk, that you keep an edge on. What I mean by that is, like, if you use this stick edger, which this is actually broken, I just haven't replaced it yet. But if you use a stick edger to knock an edge back in, like at the beginning of a season, and you just maintain throughout the rest of the season with the string trimmer, it always had a problem with the stock Stihl head of it would kick the line back up in to the actual head of the trimmer, and I'd have to stop, pop the cover off, feed it back through, and that was just an absolute pain. Now the line that we use, I use this right over here. This is the Stihl CF3 Pro. That stuff is amazing. I absolutely love that line. It works great. It's really good. It slices through everything like butter. It's awesome. Absolutely love it. So that's what we have here in the SpeedFeed head. And if you guys are not familiar with a SpeedFeed head, you can see this spacer right here. It kind of pushes it a little bit further down off of the trimmer. But the huge advantage of this thing, you line this up right here. It's really hard to do this with one hand. I can't actually do it, but there's a little dial that you line up right here and on the other side, and you can actually look clear through this hole here and through the other one. You see daylight. That's when you know you can feed your string through. And then you grab this and grab this top piece here with your other hand, and you just twist. And that's all you have to do to feed the string back into the actual line. Now I'll actually go ahead and set this down, and I'll pop that out, and we'll go ahead and load a new line in so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about and just how quick it actually is. So let's take a look at that real quick. Now we got the string off the spool. What I typically do is do 3 arm lengths. So I'll pull it out as far as I can, and I do that 3 times. Now this head has no string in it, and it's really hard to see, but I can look through this hole right here and see the ground straight through. So we'll take this, feed this through. You see how it came out on this end, and we're just going to pull. Now what we need to do is, before we go any further, let me see if I can take this out the trailer and kind of show you a little bit better of what exactly we got to do here. Alright, you guys should be able to see that. Now, you want to find both ends of your string, and you want to pull until they're even. Now, you've got roughly the same amount of string, and now all you have to do is grab this and just twist. And you just want to keep twisting until it feeds itself all the way back up into the head of the trimmer. Now obviously this is taking a little bit longer than it normally does because I don't normally record myself doing this. So, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see it still here on camera. And we're done. Now, the head of this trimmer is fully loaded and ready to keep rocking. Got a fresh line in there. This thing, the thing about this SpeedFeed head, yeah, it's very fast to change it, but it also very quickly eats through line, which I'm really not mad at. I could care less, but it's really nice to have this on here with how quick, how efficient it is. I mean, it's amazing how much quicker changing your string goes. Like if you were on the middle of a property, and what I like to typically do is if I feel like I'm getting close to being empty on string, I'll take another load of the string off my spool there and just kind of put it in my pocket. That way if I'm at the back of a property, I've got line on me and I can just replace it right there. I don't have to walk all the way back to the trailer, load a new line, and go back to trimming where I was. So that's kind of an in-depth video on the FS91R. It's a great tool, absolutely love it. Fuel capacity on it's awesome. It's not super heavy.
It is heavier than the trimmer I used to use, which we can come right over here and take a look at that. This is the Husky 324L. This is actually a 4-stroke trimmer I bought from, I believe, Home Depot or Lowe's maybe. I can't remember. But this Stihl FS91r is awesome. It's a great tool. I know quite a few people on my last first impressions video had asked how I was liking it. You know, about 9 or 10 months later, I think it was about 9 or 10 months ago I made that video. So I just wanted to get back on here, do an updated one of how I'm liking it so far. It's great. Don't regret buying it at all. I do need to, I think, take it to somewhere to have it kind of tuned maybe, because I do notice it's really hot outside. It does tend to bog down quite a bit. That's if I'm running it like constantly nonstop. If I do a whole bunch of trimming towards the end of having to use it, it starts to bog down some. So I need to maybe just take it somewhere and get it checked out. Maybe it needs a tune. I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with 2-strokes and how they work. So I'll probably wind up having, towards the end of this summer, take it in and get it looked at and see what the deal is with that. There's a shop down the street not too far that's really good with Stihl products, so I'll take it to them so they can check it out. But hopefully that answers a lot of you guys' questions. Awesome trimmer. Don't regret it at all. I want to say it was about 340 bucks maybe. I can't remember off the top of my head. Don't quote me on that. But I'll attach a link to it below in this video and a link to the SpeedFeed heads. If you guys have a Home Depot near you, you should be able to walk in and just pick these up off the shelf. I'm probably going to go grab another 1 or 2 here soon, because a common problem with them is this: the part that contacts the ground, the plastic on it will actually wear through, and you won't wind up being able to use it anymore. You'll have to put a new cover, a new cap on the actual piece, which you could actually order those. I think they're like $7. But that's the only downfall to that SpeedFeed head, is that cap wears out so fast. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. I tried to keep this a rather interesting video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know what you guys thought, and we'll catch y'all on the next video. Take care. See y'all.